Our enemy wavers. We have already won. Focus on this area. Our ammo rack is damaged. That one went straight through. Drilled straight through. We lost attack. We are sitting ducks. Track is up. Let's go. Zero penetration. Focus on this location. One of our fuel tanks has ruptured. We're running low. Fixing what's broken is part of life. And the war.
Alright, welcome everybody, welcome to another live stream of a shitty fucking state of a game. Don't know why we're playing World of Tanks, but here I am. I felt like playing it because, well, I actually enjoy the game. What I don't enjoy is the other players, but we're gonna try and just deal with it. Right? You have to take the bad with the good. If I want to play this game, then I need to be able to deal with the fact that they're there playing the game the way they're playing it. Now, for the most part, that's not really a problem for me. Because whenever you look at it for what it is, most of them thinking that they're getting good or being good at the game is a group of people not even playing the game. Now, if you know, you know. I'm not here to convince you. Honestly, I'm tired of even talking about it, but these are the realities, you know. We either make it better or we keep having the same thing to talk about if we want to ever talk about what's going on. Because, you know, just like everybody, they're all trying to bullshit. They're all faking it to make it. Throwing each other under the bus just so they could pretend that, you know, they know how to walk in the streets. When really, they're on the sidewalk. They're not even walking in, they're not nowhere in the battlefield. You never did tank one time during the whole match. How can you call yourself a good tanker? You can't, not in my opinion. Like, I get it. You can sit behind or even what you want to claim is beside or with 14 other teammates. Good for you. You know what I mean? You have a statistic on your World of Tank stats that you have to argue isn't 14 other players in every one of the matches giving you these points. I don't. My half a kill to 2 kills per match, you know, giving me a kills worth on average, that's mine. Welcome. Glad you could find the realest place to be. Just to thrive, place that you don't make it out alive. Thought I'd be dead, but you can't bury a man that was bullshit. It's an RNG match.
Cross the track.
That's 2 bullets. The 1 bullet potentially would have been bounced. It's a decent angle. If I was being auto-locked by my tank and I was in that thumper, maybe. I doubt it, but I maybe you would have bounced that first. That second, nah, I went right between his hull and turret. There's no that's a match where they know my implementation is going to be part of an algorithm they don't want to deal with. Why deal with something that is more than a 1 or a 0? When you have 1s and 0s, you got to deal with all these different 1s and 0s, right? It's like rain, you know? It's gonna fall. I will say though, I apologize for that match. Not that I care about what that person thinks, but anybody else watching this at any other point in time when it's on demand, I do want you to understand that certain matches just aren't worth me playing. Whether I did good in a bad game or whether I did bad in a good game, I'm not here to argue that. Okay? My point is that's not a team worth playing with. It's not a match that I care to do good in because here, what am I doing? I'm getting a ranking that I don't even feel like it was hard to earn. I could do the bare and I'll show you, you'll see it many matches. I could do the bare fucking minimum and outdo most of these people. Or I'll die super early and get 15th place like I did right there. See, the game's not that difficult. It's not even a hard game to play. Yeah, it's got the RNG and the problems of like, you know, a lot of multiplayer games have. But that's the thing about World of Tanks, man. You're not really playing the game that the game is supposed to be. You're playing a game that a bunch of bum-ass community members made. Oh, hold on. We'll talk about it later. So walk away and show me that you're better. Ha! Some people got an orange. Some people got a tangerine. They tried to burn them down, so I grew them stronger. Yeah.
There are many paths. Which will we walk today?
Alright, so this situation would be pretty simple. You got your objective in the middle. You have 3, maybe we'll say 3 to 5, depending on how complex you want to make it. You got 3 to 5 pushes. Now, given where the 15 players will position themselves, that tells you what type of match you're going to have. Now, the match that you should be having would be almost what you're seeing, right? But a lot of people know that there's already one player doing the part that they don't want to do. So they're doing what the rest of them are doing. I doubt that one heavy is that much significantly faster than all the others. All the others have just decided to stay with the group, but in a position to be there ready to get those free points when they do arise. Now, the downside to that play is probably what's likely going to happen. That heavy's going to overextend, whether voluntarily or not. You've chosen for that heavy teammate to already be overextended. He's going to die. Whether it's 30 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever that player is capable of to achieve, that's the reality of that situation. So already you're going to be one tank down in the first 60 seconds. Okay? Now, after you realize that, you can take a look at this north side and see that 75 to, we'll say, 100% of what's left of the enemy. Was it that heavy that died, or was that a heavy on our side?
We abandon our armor.
Alright, now here's another match. Now you see the impact that this group is making down here, right? Now if these players were at full steam, genuine participation, right, whether aggressive or defensively, but they were genuinely participating, do you not think that this rotation would have happened long before this group realized they could pick off half of a team before the other half ever even shows up, giving themselves now no longer the disadvantage that they put themselves in on their side of the field. Right? The game is very easy. If you know what you're doing, it's not hard to play. The only thing that makes it difficult to play is the fact that it's meant to be a 15 versus 15. You're not going to survive a 1v4. You may do good, you may even get a kill's worth, but 4 tanks genuinely participate, unless they're going to sit there and do what these people do as the regular fucking sheep that they are. They're going to sit there and face fight each other like I get them to do most of the time, because I can back up fast enough with my Leopard 2A5 for them to not even be able to flank me or even rotate to get to my backside. So they would sit there and he'd probably get like a kill's worth out of just 4 of the 15. I've done it many a time. The game is not that difficult to play. The game goes terribly, even in the winning situations, because of these terrible plays. You see this heavy that just died attempting to make a flank? Maybe far, far, far later than it ever should have even been attempted, let alone at all. If you weren't going to attempt it when you should have, it should not have been attempted. You should have actually stayed there and played the position, defended your ground like you've basically chose to do the entire match so far. You never chose to show up to the enemies. Why did you there? You were at the most losing point you've ever been in this match so far, and now you choose to participate? That's ridiculous. You prove that you don't know how to play the game. And regardless if you can pretend to do good on how many ever matches, it doesn't matter. People that know what they're doing are going to see you fucking the matches over. I don't care that I got 550 deflection, 2 spots, 0 damage, and 509 assist. That's my points. It may be bad points, but those are my points. It feels different than if I would have ended the match with 14 people dead before me and I got the same exact score, like many of them do. Many of them get the same 0 to 25% damage potential per minute played that I just got. I don't know what happened to good tanks. I don't know where the good tanks are. I don't know if the good players realize that they don't have to play. Like, that's why I don't play the game anymore. I know I can get on the game, and if I have even if I have one teammate that knows what he's doing and actively wants to do it, I probably would have helped that heavy push that other fucking group if I would have went south. If I would have went with that one heavy, knowing my play style and my capabilities, me and that one heavy probably would have pushed the whole map rotation on our own. The game is great. The players are a joke. Something just between you and me. Voice, I know I'm finally free. Woo! What was that? I don't know. Probably part of my dinner. Maybe it's the demon inside me farting. I don't know. In the crib, blow back out. We know it's gonna make back out. Davy Crockett. Hell no, Mo. Never take a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this woe and get money. No loss. Could I lose my sauce? All I know is chase this woe and get money. Get money. Oh. I'm a cast iron, still getting dividends from past lives. Didn't work on a bad night, more than acting like.
At last, I get to put theory into practice.
Okay, so, alright. This will be another good one for the episode. Alright, so you can see how starting off you have the objective. Plain and simple.
Focus
You have two
attention
goals.
here.
You can either defeat the enemies or capture their base while protecting them. More importantly, you should just focus on defeating the enemies, right? Now you can see 75% of my team said no. We have our own plans for our future. So we're going to have to deal with the enemies ourselves yet again. Hey, I appreciate you, whoever you are. If you're a returning viewer, I still appreciate you, and I want you to know I still hope you enjoy it for as much as you do. Alright, we're going to try and make this push because there's that heavy back there. If we can get up here to get to a position of some sort of cover, we can create a front line, and he'll be able to cherry pick points potentially. As long as we can continue to stretch our life, that is. Now, that could be difficult knowing that there's a leopard right there, a leopard right there, and there's two other tanks over here. There's one there that can end up focusing on me, and they likely have Overwatch as well. And I'm gonna die because we had a team that decided to let 10 tanks push a shoreline. That's what I'm saying. The evidence of them not playing the game is there. I don't care if the evidence of me failing at the game is there. You don't even have evidence of actually playing the game, and yet you guys are going to try and run around and act like you're super unicoms or something. You guys are an embarrassment to this fucking game and what it could be. Just so you know, when you lose this match, and that's even if you win. Okay, I'm not saying it like you're going to lose. I'm saying it even when you win this match and still lose, I want you to understand that you did it to yourselves. Okay? Now, some of us aren't going to have to live with the misery of pitifulness and mediocrity that you're going to have to live with. We'll just have to live with our failed attempt at our capabilities. You go ahead and settle for the already done, already know you can do, and still not achieving it as shit. I'm going to go practice more of what I was practicing. Sorry about that, guys, but sometimes you gotta let them know. A sack of shit is a sack of shit. I don't care if somebody throws a potato in the bag. You know what I mean? Call me a potato if you want. It don't matter. I'm still in a sack of shit. Pretty soon we'll actually get a battle where I can start showing and telling you guys the actual facts of why I know how to play this game and why I can play this game. And I'll admit it's all pretty basic because I'm not the best. I'm not the super most intelligent, you know. I'm not all knowing, you know. I barely know enough, but I do know enough. And those basic things allow me to do what I do. Out-angling the enemy's projected damage. Learn how to angle your armor. Learn how to dodge shots in a light tank. A lot of players will hide from the game pretend that they're good at it. But you don't really have to. Like, you see how I haven't had a game where I've done good yet, and I have a 14-42 win WN8 right now. So you go ahead and ask yourself, so how someone that hasn't had a good match in the 26 minutes they've been showing you this game. That's why I quit, cause I'm not even putting this shit on the other stream. We reset this motherfucker. World of Tanks can get its own section now. Honestly, I can't wait till the game does die, because when they're done pretending that they have good stats, here I'll come along with my little pre-recorded videos of the actual gameplay from actual dates and time, from actual clocked moments of that day or night, and I'll be able to John Madden the fuck out of these matches, and I'll show you on the little John Madden. You see that big square down on the bottom right? We're going to John Madden the shit out of that square while you're watching this thing go off or this thing go off, and I'm going to show you how bad at the game they are, how little they actually participate, how little they would have to participate to do 10 times better than they actually do now, thinking they're out participating everybody else. They're running from the actual experience. You can't convince me otherwise. If you were looking to take on the enemies, you would be. I'm gonna get blasted by this fucking 4005. And look, none of them set up a perimeter. You have one job, and that's protect a position on the map, and nobody sets up a perimeter. We have an entire team, we have half of our team sitting in a street of the map that can't even see 1% of an angle to shoot at. They do not know how to play, and they prove it right there. I don't need to tell you guys. Anybody who knows can see it. All the people, you guys, anybody else that's watching this, or anybody else that streams this game, they can pretend that they're good at it all they want. I can prove, you can send me their matches, and I'll show you how little participation they're actively presenting and expressing in the game, and how little skill it actually requires to achieve what they are doing compared to what they could be doing that wouldn't even take the skill that they would need. It takes the same amount of skill to do it. All I'm doing is positioning my position of the tank on the map, keeping my emblem in certain angles so that all these different emblems don't have some straight shot, consistently having to lead the shot, just rotating barrels, keeping some of them out of my angles, keeping some of them just distracted, some of them are running for cover, right? The actual participation of the game that changes the outcome. Even if I have a bad attempt, even if I fail at my attempt meant more to this match than 14 tanks successfully holding off a position until they don't. The problem with this game isn't the game. It is the player. Myself included. I throw half of my matches. I'd have thrown this one already if I didn't have the dialogue that I was rambling on with. I'm ready to go to my next match. They are not playing it enough for me to feel like this is a match worth playing. They're waiting for the game to be played for them. That's not something I want to be a part of. I'm going to get a free podium, and I could score less than 1,000 damage. That's why I did it for season after season in the Armadillo. That's why people complained season after season with ticket after ticket about how me specifically, there's no reason I'm so bad at the game but able to outdo them every fucking time they run into me scamming the game, and I did less than 1,000 damage in my Armadillo. Now granted, those were the days that I had Mudflap still scooting around beside me. Even though he would only join fights he knew he would win, he was still in the match participating. This shit is whack.
Looks like that one went
See,
Find
all
us
by
another
default. I
target.
beat that tank, not because of the health, not because I had twice the amount of health, but because I could outplay that tank with my tank. All by default. Didn't really take the skill besides me knowing how to drive the
We're
tank that
done
I
for.
had.
Everyone
Right?
out.
Achieving what my tank is already capable of. That doesn't make me a good player. It just means I settled for a by default that the game gave me. The same thing they're doing. Sitting around waiting for points. They'll come up with whatever justification they need to. Right? I don't need a justification. Those are the facts. You're either attempting to beat the enemies or you're not. No, I'm gonna wait because I want to play the white tank again. They shouldn't take much longer. Them two destroyers will fight over the point. One of them is bound to get them. Even if they have to do it between the reloads, between the two of them, they should get that kill. I wouldn't be surprised if the other players already are giving up on it. Wow, see how mobile their tanks are? That's crazy. It's almost like the enemies definitely were holding them in place the whole game. No. See, all jokes aside, they are terrible at the game. But they weren't. They weren't. You used to have genuine gameplay. Like, even your bad games were good because you got a real battle. Even though you lost, you still got to play the game. Now it's an absolute joke. Now, if you want to play the game, you either have to play it for 14 other people, or you have to wait until you run into anywhere from 4 to 14 other people waiting for you to play the game by yourself. It's an absolute shit show. The least representation of skill involved gaming I've ever seen. Even though you could arguably say that this game would require more skill than some of the most skill-involved games. This is like equivalent to some Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or something, you know? Like this is like, you know, you really gotta know some stuff. You really gotta do. You're not just throwing a ball to a guy that's either gonna catch it or not. You're not just bouncing a ball down the court and making the shot or not with a pass or two. You know what I mean? Like, you're actually doing stuff here. You know, Mortal Kombat, you had to work the combos. You had to figure out how to counter combos. You know, there was actual skill involved. I did something wrong, you did it double. I get for love and trouble like you. I was good to you and I had faith. Someone I thought I knew turned to someone new. For it I ran out of grace. So you took the long road. Sold it off like you weren't good to me. You left me elsewhere to go.
On to victory.
You took the and twisted knife and you knew it wasn't right. You still justified yourselves. Well, you're all alone down the low, long roads. All alone the long roads.
We pierced their armor. from this location. We didn't penetrate their armor. We're done for.
Well,
Everyone,
good luck
get out.
with whatever the fuck you guys are playing. It's definitely not tanks, though. I can tell you. I got 10 years of experience. I think I would know. You can go compare your fake Super Unicom stats to mine. Nowhere close to Unicom stats, but then again, you have to take it with a grain of salt. If you know, you know. I'm not trying to convince you. You can look at your stats and still think that's why I'm easily confused. You just think it looks ugly from me. Look at me. And this shit is slow motion. I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Down in the deep. Ain't no numb. You can go that mental. Exactly. I see. I don't even have to tell you guys. You're learning. I love that. Yeah, you're right. You can visibly count the numbers that aren't participating. That's how many tanks you're down by. Look. The only reason it's hard to notice it now is because I waited too long to say it. It's already into the second fight. You know? It's an absolute joke. That's why I don't get on the game to compete anymore. Look what I'm competing with. Why would I try to prove I'm better than that? I already know I could do better than that. I'm not even trying to do that because I'm still trying to do something else that I already know is better than that, even at its worst. The nerve, don't you, baby? I only wrecked a girl 'cause you made me. And all your friends that I'm crazy, like I'm the only one. On it too, and in your bleak last house in the view. I thought you. Hey, William Scott 890 on YouTube. Go check him out. That's all you. That's the only one you guys will get right now. I can't share the other one because it's top secret, and only the knowers get to watch that one. And I had some help, but you could still watch 75 to 90% the same thing on YouTube. Around like you ain't guilty. It's the game that you've been running. I'm glad it's catching up to us. Oh, I think I brought one in. Holy shit. Wow. Bend over. Let me kiss your butt. No, I'm just playing. Don't mind me. I don't even know why I said that. That was weird. I just wanted to say something like controversial. You know what I mean? Something like, wow. You know, I wanted that shock factor. I don't know why I said that, though. They say teamwork makes the dream work. Hell, I had some help. Just for the record, you will see failure here. I am not ashamed of knowing that to be the truth, but what I will let you know in advance, if this is your first time experiencing it, you are going to see more participation out of me than players living 3 times longer than me, or even 2 times, or whatever. You know? Why? Because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That's the difference. They're here for the longest of times to pretend to be great the whole time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I already know I'm great. I don't need to prove anything to anybody, let alone myself, somebody else. I don't need my... Give me a second, guys. I gotta deal with something real quick. What are you saying, dude? Okay, well, why don't you do what you normally do and stay off of it then? Yeah, stay off the battlefield since you want greatness on it. Oh, is that what you guys do back there? Practice. I thought you guys were doing the same thing you already knew you could do over and over again. You and the other players, that's what I mean by you guys. What do you think there's like ghosts or something? What, you think I'm talking about past dead presidents or something? Yeah, right. Because going from, how long you played this game? You were, what, a 2-kill a game on Frontline 7 years ago, probably? And you can't even get 2 kills given to you as Overwatch now, but you're getting better, right? Definitely not a downhill process there. No, I'm actually far from miserable, but it's nice that you would notice. I'm glad you can make your own independent ideas. What's that? I don't know what you're sorry about. You have your part to play. Regardless of what it is. It doesn't really matter to me, but regardless of what it is, you have your part to play. That's up to you if you play it or not. Whatever, what? Whatever what I said, why would you be sorry about something I said?
That one drilled
My fault,
straight
I didn't hear
through.
you. I got music playing in my ear. And I'm...
They've destroyed one of our tanks.
Oh, you're good, dude, you're good. Yeah, I'm glad you could finally join. There's 2 people that I left back there to kill that one guy. Why don't you help them? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I could see it on the map. Oh, fuck the map.
That one left a big hole. We got him. We didn't penetrate their armor. Focus on this location. 0 penetration. They're knocked out. Enemy armor is damaged. We barely grazed them.
Bitch. We're gonna lose anyways. Doesn't matter who kills you. Just like it won't for me. The damage is done. I changed the world. You just tried to, well, at that point successfully stopped me from doing it. You still didn't change the world. The world's still changing from everything I've already done. That's why we don't like spending this long in the match. Match was over fucking 3 years ago. The only reason it's still going on this long, it's still fucking being this much of a failure as much as it is, regardless of why, is because of the lack of participation by those players, you know. They need to participate. It's an absolute fucking shit show.
Our fuel is hit.
Doesn't
We've
really
lost
matter.
half
You
our
don't
gas.
compete with garbage. You're just gonna end up garbage.
We've lost a friendly vehicle.
I just, you know, so I get on the game and I fucked off for the last 5 years.
We're
And I
done
still
for.
got the
Everyone,
stats
get
that I
out.
got. I'll show you. Look, see, 728 out of this one stripe Centurion 5. We got 1471 out of this one stripe 4005. We got 2938 damage out of this one stripe 4005. 2729 out of this Conway. You see what I'm saying? What's the point? I got 1921 damage with 7 spots and a kill. I was in 2 different 1v2s. You think Why do players like me have to even play with other players? I just want to play the game. I'm fine playing it 1 versus 29 robots. I don't care if they're better than the best 29 humans in the world. I want to play the game. That's the difference between players who want people to play the game for them so that they can pretend to know how to play the game. Now let's go back to that 4005. Still at 1471 after that stupid ass fucking dialogue. What a great... I'm so glad I made time for a monologue. It doesn't prove my fucking point one more. Oh boy, shocking. All the practice you did is Overwatch. You missed a shot 10 fucking feet in front of you. Good thing you practiced Overwatch every single fucking game. Oh, but I'm in a 4005, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. Blah, blah, blah. It don't mean shit. And them both in mine. You stopped me dead when I was passing by. Now I beg to see you dash just one more time. Oh. You know I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna try. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Alright, so this map is even worse. This is probably one of the worst maps that I think any player has to experience, because if you look at it, this is exactly what a team of Overwatchers would want out of a map. This is the perfect... This is like you couldn't ask for a better environment as an Overwatching player, right? So watch what they do here. I want you to see what happens to all these emblems right here in these 3 different squares of the map. Pay attention to where they go down there in that bottom right square. You're gonna see exactly why I'd be pissed in the first 30 seconds of every match. And then I'll explain to you, because there will probably be one participant in such a participating manner, whether a little bit, all the way. I'll be able to show you where the teams should have been if they were genuinely participating and not waiting for the match to be played for them. Now, as you can see, 30 seconds in, we have half a team actively sitting where they spawned at. Okay? I don't know if you know what that's going to do for the outcome of the match, but that tells me this is one of the 7 out of 10 matches. There is no single player here that I can help become better or make myself better. Right? So why would I sit here and play these by defaults? I could have tried to take out 2 light tanks, but it's not worth it to me. Let these people back here learn what they're doing to the game. I don't need a fake game every game to prove I'm so good. I can do good enough to make up for my bad games. So when you see matches like this, just eliminate yourself from it. And whether you're like me and make a big fuss while you're still there, or you want to silently sit there and watch the gameplay play out, you will see how the game is ruined by people who pretend to be good at it. Yeah, some of them, maybe even all of them, will get their almost kills worth, roughly, give or take half a kill, because they're inevitably going to share. They're fighting over the same points. And there's only so many damage points to collect. You want to go after deflection? Spend all 15 minutes. You could probably get a ridiculous amount of it if you could survive that long. But you don't have a survive time length. You have a time that you eventually either achieve the goal or not. Right? Oh wait, that's me. My 2 to 3 minutes per played per match is me achieving the goal or not. And if you look, how much time is left? 3 minutes. Well, right? 2-3 minutes is left, correct? Would you say this match is already over? Now, take away the fact that it's going to be a stalemate, stagnant fucking situation for the next 3 to 5 minutes like it usually is. Otherwise, it would have been the cleanup phase right now, correct? Which is the clear sign of what I'm talking about, which is probably why you thought that it was not over already. but the match is already over. You've already lost your fighters. 50% of your team is not even actively participating, and if they are, it is only defensively, so any offensive player on your team is already now going to have less support than they should. You better hope they're enough to win their fights, like those 3 tanks were that just beat them 3 tanks without any other help. And yet you guys fear the 1v1s. You fear the 15 versus 15. Why? I still have yet to find out the truth of, besides my opinion-based theory of you not being good enough and or accepting that you're not capable of playing the game. So we get games like this. It was pretty much over a long time ago. All we had to do was wait for the match to finish itself out. And I'm sorry, whoever's watching right now, I'm going to wait for my tank. Actually, no, we can go back because I'll go grab one of the heavies. I was going to just zip around in a light tank. But we'll grab a heavy real quick. And again, well, these ones are easier to show you guys. Actual battle experience. Because in that light tank, I have to kind of dodge the enemies and distract them more than actually fight them. However, that's kind of how that tank is designed. It is not a great fighter, but it is a great participant in the fight. Okay, perfect. Now, 7 years ago, this map, we would have had a fight over there in about D to F. Half of our team on each side of the map fighting half of the team to hold the whole team. We'd have had another half of a team to whole team, potentially, if they lemon trained or not, going the island. Me, this time, I'm going to go the island. Now, let me show you something, guys. Alright? Whether you want to learn from it or I just get to make an episode out of this. You can pay attention to the map and see the positioning of the team, just like you could last match, right? You got a couple light tanks potentially going out there to light tank, probably not. They just want the free spot points and anything that goes with it. That's why they stopped. That's why the destroyer was able to pass them, because they chose to not progress. If they chose to progress, I doubt that destroyer would have passed them, any of them, let alone all 3 of them. Okay, now let's break down into the 2 light tanks hiding in the group of heavies that never left the spawn, mind you. Now, take a look at this light tank that I just landed a shot in. We had visual on that guy for 10 seconds. I had to reload, okay? That tank would be dead, correct? Move on. You pass that tank up. There's 2 tanks right here. This guy's dead after 2 other people shoot him. Boom. Gone. Not even fucking 60 seconds into the match. This guy's gone now. We've already everybody reloaded. What am I still talking about the guy being alive for? Everybody's reloaded. That guy's gone. We move on. This light tank that should already be dead has now landed a missile on me. I'm half health. Amazing how this stuff happens in a group of players who know how to play the game and or are willing and or capable of playing the fucking game. No, we're not. We're playing with a bunch of immature idiots who want to pretend that their has-been fucking status was ever even passing mediocrity in the first place. But because you know, as soon as you actually participate in the game, what happens? Even the worst players on the team will do better. Why? Because that's how it works. It's called help. It's called genuine support. It's called genuine participation. It changes things. It no longer is that linear outcome that every one of them are playing every single match. And then they want to blame the game for their 50-50. No. You're the 50-50. You're half in, half out ass. Anyways, for any of you in the game that want to try to run to my chat and say and try to prove me wrong, William Scott 890, show up and try to act like I'm not right. Let's talk about it, you fucking bums. What, are you gonna hide from that too? Oh shit, didn't see that one coming. Oh shit, we might have dragged one in, or he's a returning viewer, which, as always, I still appreciate, and I'm just sorry for smacking my hand. That might have picked up pretty loud on that microphone. That one's a little more sensitive than my headset. I'm sorry if you're waiting for a match. I know. When am I not trying to take it to the enemies? I can't believe it. But Carcass Cam is pretty cool sometimes. We just happen to not actually get to see the battle because I didn't die where the whole team was this time. I got killed by a couple of tanks that should have never even been involved in the match anymore. Realities, you know, I don't need justifications. Any one to two of those 8 heavies that wanted to sit at the fucking base until the game was already over would have made an entirely different fucking How do I get 2106 damage with 3 spots, 1506 deflection, and you think we're not going to do better than I did on my own? Even with the worst of collaborative participators. There's not a single fucking variable out there that wouldn't have been better than even the worst at all times constant. The game is a joke. That's what I'm saying. You got people fighting over positions that don't even matter anymore. Super Unicom is a genuine joke in this game. There's not even people on here that can earn Super Unicom. And you think you're good for earning it? And then when you find out most of them only have it because of the 14 other players in the match, every one of their matches. Right? So, you know, that's why I don't mind. I'll take bottom of the board every time. I've played with genuine pros at this game. I know I'm not that good. But I also know that the pros, they still played with me. To this fucking day, I still get random invites, and they know I'm not coming back. I don't want to play with people who know they can capitalize off of my hard work and know that they can still get credit for something they don't even deserve credit for. That's why I quit playing with them years ago. I used to not even care about the fuck. Fuck it. It could be a 4v4 in custom matches, and I would have chose to play that over a 15 versus 15 ranked mode because the game was so garbage at a time. And the worst part about it to me is the game is nowhere close to garbage. The only fucking garbage is the shit laying in the fucking squares of the map pretending to be trophies. But like I said, some streamers aren't going to sit there and pretend they know how to play the game just because they can show you how to do good every time. That's not somebody that actually knows what they're doing. I guarantee you I can point out 50% of its playstyle is nothing but by defaults. Because that's the same thing mine. I got many games where I've reached, you know, top ranking fucking levels of playability. And it didn't fucking matter. Because you take that to a group of people who don't know how to play the game, it doesn't translate. I can't play the game the way that I have to play their game. Right? So that's why I have the choice. I have two choices. I sit there on the front line and see how good I can do on my own with their alleged overwatching support. Or I go into enemy territory and see what I can do with probably the same amount of alleged overwatching support, but actually get it. Why? Because eventually they'll realize they have to move to get points. You can't sit there. If you sit there, you're allowing the enemies to do whatever the fuck they want to do in that long ass time frame you chose to sit there. Me as an enemy, I don't care. Spend 7 minutes in a match. I'll do the math. That's a more than enough number of bullets than I need to beat your whole fucking team if I have the opportunity and capability to do so. So I really, as a good player who believes in my capabilities and sees the progress that they're making in the capabilities and skill that they can implement, Whether good, bad situation, it don't matter. I can see me visibly getting better. Every 30 days is improving my career stats. Their stats are going down because of the bare basic amount you have to do to actually earn points in this game. And those will never compete with free points. You can get a whole kill's worth of free points. You get one assist move that allowed the kill. You made more of an impact in the match than the person who got the entirety of the kill. Because you allowed it to happen.
Hope they weren't using that.
That's why I don't do. I'm. You know what I mean? I'm not here to prove I'm better than them. I'm not here to prove to you that they're bad at the game. They'll prove that themselves by not playing, being afraid to play it. I may have bad games or bad outcomes or bad outcomes in good games, but I'm genuinely participating, and that's not something you'll see in many to any other streamers who play any games really these days. It's nothing but fake fucking flexing and by default that they can pretend with because no one's smart enough to know the difference.
It cannot move.
Yeah, you get a kill, it's always going to look like you got a kill, but when somebody's smart enough to know how that kill was gotten and what that kill means, guess what? You're probably going to be the jackass trying to shake his head no after killing me like you beat me. You're a fucking idiot. I just took on a third of your team with zero support. Yeah, no, let me consider the 3 heavies that sat behind me and scammed a point every once in a while when I wasn't in between them and the enemies to keep my points as my points until I couldn't get them anymore. That's how I got 2110 deflection. That's how I got 3116 damage. That's how I got 618 assist. The fuck out of here. Fucking trash ass players, man. And you wonder why people can say, oh, for minute 2 to 3 your match is already over. Look at the maps. Look at your matches. It is already over. The only reason it is still playable right now is because you were choosing to not actually play it. You just can justify it however you want. I'm looking at the facts of it. You can try to debate it. But what's the other side of the coin say? You participated, and it took you this fucking long to achieve the success that you're achieving compared to the failure that I'm saying you're giving us even if we win. Yeah, good fucking argument you're stirring up, you fucking idiots. A waste of time. Like, this is why I say, and I honestly don't mind when they lose. Like, I don't care. Like, my almost kills worth and my half a health bar deflection, it's gonna be garbage stats even if I end up in first place. So I don't really care. Let the entire fucking match get swayed to the depths of inevitable hindrance that it ever could become. I don't really care. My match is over. It's usually over before they ever even start playing the game. So why would I worry about what they're creating to... They're not doing anything to my stats. I'm the one making my stats bad, just like they're the ones making their stats bad by stretching a time survive rate that doesn't compute or doesn't fucking translate to the damage per minute played or even the match. You survived 7 minutes and you got 7,000 damage. That's your statistics? With a tank that does 4 times that? You're a C-class player at best. You're achieving 25% of what your tank is capable of. You're a C-class player at best. No, we'll definitely quit watching them because I can see what they're doing. That's how I noticed it in the beginning. They're playing the long game. Right? If they were trying to be done with this match already, they would be. Okay? You have 5 of the 7 tank, or you have 5 of the look how many of these motherfuckers are just sitting around. They have been in the same square that they were in 60 seconds ago. That's not a progressive community. That's not a player that can achieve anything besides get pushed around and held in place by the enemies. That's all they do. No, actually, I enjoy when one of them wants to open their mouth at the end, like, "Oh, you're at the bottom. I'm up here. Look how many thousands of damage I did. I'm in first place, buddy. Should we watch the match back and talk about it? Really? Or did you just want that little moment of another small win that you desperately, clearly need? You know what I mean? Like, this shit's a fucking joke. Like, I don't need to be funny about it. That's really what it is. It's the attempt of a desperate man trying to save his ego. Same reason I bitched about their gameplay for years is the same and that's the same reason I'm not gonna bitch about it the same way. Yeah, I'm gonna speak on it, but that's because my pride is, even though my pride wants to shove it down your fucking throats until your thick skulls are able to regurgitate it up enough for you to actually feed on it like it's the mother bird food chewed up in the mama bird's nest that you live in. Bro, I don't care that people want to hide from the match and act like they're not having people play the game for them. But when you're actively the last person alive and you have 500 damage per minute played in a match, you're just not that good with an STRV 1122A. You're just not. And I'm not saying that because of that player. I don't even know. I don't even recognize that player's name. I'm not saying that to dog that player. I'm saying that because that's the dog that we're fighting, right? So why would I step in the ring? Those are like that. Look. See? Top of the board. See? And the it's a joke. Let me show you. Look. 0 spotted. Shot 8 enemies, killed 4 of them. That's not bad. Second place isn't terrible. You got 2 spots, you got 2 kills, and you shot 8 different enemies in the process of your gaming. Blocking 6780. That's 3 times what first place blocked. Well, that's 2 times what first place blocked in deflection. And the K1 is arguably a better tank than the M1A2. Now, that could be my opinion. Okay, now let's look at player 3. 0 spots. But you've shot 6 enemies, you killed 2 of them, and you have 809 assist. I mean, at least these guys who were scamming the team got some assist out of it. Oh, shit. My fault. I was on a rant because there was nobody watching at the moment. But I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to get right back into more in the enemy face battling than you'll see anywhere else. Nobody else will give you this real deal battlefield playability like I can. You're going to see failure. That's for certain. You can't win them all. The game is designed to have you win some and have you lose some. It's designed to have you good games and bad games, or bad games during good games. You know? But what I want a lot of people to understand is the reality of support that we are playing with. Okay? So when they try to, so if any of them come out to shouting that somebody just went out there and died, and oh my god, you suck because you just went out there and died, take that with a grain of salt, because they're just mad I'm not out there getting them more points. That's the reality of it. 7. I'd say this map is a 7. If it had a good play, if it had an actual community that played the game properly, it'd be like an 8.5, 9, maybe even. But it's too open. I think it allows too much separation. You know? I'm telling you, in a community that doesn't actually want to face the enemies but still wants to pretend to be better than their own team, there's one way to prove, there's one game mode that there's only one thing you need to do, and that's to make a 3x10, you know, straight line, one team on each side of the map, and if any player reaches the other side, they win. They don't need to They don't need to cap the timer. If they reach the other side, they won. I don't care if you blitz a fucking light tank through 15 of my guys and smack the other grid line. You won. You deserve it. Why? Because as a tanker, I shouldn't have allowed that. I should be good enough to do something about that even. And then you will see real quick how many players are hiding in that A or K line. How many players are hiding in that B or J line. You'll see how many players willing to put up their fucking shit and fight the enemies in that E and F line, if that's where the fucking enemies have the balls to show up. See how they all sat on that corner because the enemies popped up? Those are players who if they were, they'd have been pushed past that point, whether stop and shot, whether shot on the fly, they would have continued to progress towards points. But they sat there and waited for points, correct? Give away. I don't need to convince you. The evidence is right there. If you know, you know. This isn't about making them look bad. This is about letting you guys not look stupid whenever you come out here and protect.
Straight through.
I don't know what you're laughing.
They hit one of our tracks.
Laugh about it twice. Or is that about something else?
Good, clean hit.
Not the first time they did this. I don't even think you know what you're laughing at.
There, hit.
Doesn't matter when I'm talking. Nope. You should listen to me think. You need to talk and
No good. Didn't go through. Punched a hole in their armor. He's on the track. They're sitting down. They perished, but the battle continues.
They almost had me.
Focus on this location.
It's a good thing a couple other players showed up. That was a tough 1v2. That was a little tougher. With mostly the tanks. I don't know.
We've reached
I
the
don't
enemy
know
base.
What you tell me to do. What are you trying to be my dad or something? How about this? I give you a pack of cigarettes and a gallon of milk and send you on your way. What? What the fuck does where somebody lives have to do with being their dad? My fault. I don't know what the fuck you said. I was trying to listen. I'm listening to music in the same ear that one half of my headphones can tell me what you're saying.
One of our vehicles destroyed.
And the earbud's in my ear, so fuck. That music is. Yeah. that's mostly because I don't like goodbyes, and hello is just one step closer for me usually. So, sure, dude. I might like having the last word, but you won't get it. Wanna try again? Shit. Looks like we lost our toy. Should have just. Not bad though. 1800 deflection. Gotta work on it. Gotta work on it still. Team was clearly a team that wasn't gonna win unless I used my gun. I only did that once I realized I was losing. How you got 10,000 and a half damage? See how easy it is for him to get deflection? That was a dead side shot. You couldn't have actually look at that. You had like almost all of your health. Like you couldn't have possibly got 10,000 and a half damage and accumulated 1,700 and something deflection. Yeah, that was a guy out there earning his points comparatively to somebody else out there going blow for blow, earning their points. Whether your timing was making it blow for blow or not, you were not participating, JB. You likely had players participating for you, regardless if you were on the front line or not. You can't actively get 12,000 damage on the front line and only end up with 3,000 assist or 3,000 deflection if you're not. What were you not trying to do? You just floating through. You just bullshit. You never tried to deflect a bullet. It was just fuck the positioning, fuck the orientation of my tank. Let's just shoot stuff and collect a bunch of damage, huh? And then we stumbled upon 28, 25 deflection. No. Sad part is that's probably one of his better scores of deflection. That's probably one of his good games of deflection. I don't care if it's true or not.
Earthly loss. Our spirits remain strong.
You guys are fucking fake. You guys are so fake. You're so just mediocre muscle. An unfit fucking battalion could outdo their tanking capabilities. And that's just I've done this many a times. I've brought in 2 fucking girls or 2 guys with me and dogged the community because they can't handle it. And when they don't know how to actually use each other while abusing each other, guess what? I'm abusing the enemies that they're using on top of them abusing the enemies that I'm abusing. So, if you think you're beating my team, you're a fucking idiot. You can't beat yourself. And you think you're going to beat a team that's better than they are independently while working together against you and your alleged team? Get the fuck out of here. That's why we did it for years. If we weren't doing it, and that's the thing. That's how that's why they took platoon members away from us, because we controlled the game like that. We'd actively have 10 fucking tanks not even able to get points while full throttling forward because we were actively able to get our points, whether it was the damage, whether it was the assist, whether it was the deflection, whether it was the flank that gets no assist or no deflection or no damage until it's already done and allows other people to have a 10 times easier push like they weren't trying to already do when they were 7 years ago when the game was at its peak. 10 years, whatever the fuck it is. It's game's been out for so long. I don't even know how long
Let
I've
us
wasted
conquer
on
our
this piece of
doubts
shit.
as well as our
Dumbass
enemies.
fucking community. That's the only like, I don't have a regret, but that's the only real negative takeaway that I have from this game. Is so much of my progress was hindered because they're so good at the game. They participate and they're so capable at the game that every match I have ever played in was turned out to be a worse experience than it could have been because they're so capable. That's what pisses me off about the whole experience overall. It's not the fact that I can't beat 10 tanks still. It's not the fact that I can only beat a 1v4 if I'm against tanks that I can, you know, have a decent chance at fighting. Or have them all facing me at my frontal armor and not letting them flank me or get easy shots. Right? I wasn't at 800 damage or an 800 deflection with 500 damage 60 seconds into the game 10 years ago. I was a 500 damage and dead by then. But because I actively tried to play the game, learn how to play it, whether doing good or bad in the situations I'm in, I actively participated, which made an entirety of a difference in the outcome of my ability. Right? It don't matter, I'm gonna get fucking shot to shit here. I'm gonna get what I can get, whether it be some deflection, whether it be some damage along with it, or nothing at all. I'm gonna get what I get. I got it. Awesome. Nobody got a fucking thing for me. I'm not losing because of what 14 other players are doing. I'm winning, even while losing. Even if the team loses and I lose, I'm still feeling like a winner. Because I just achieved 1333 damage and 2700 deflection against 5 enemies that I got 1 spot of. Because a bunch of jackasses know that they can scalp and scam points in a certain way. Come on. Would a lion really need to compete with a bunch of fucking butts? That's why they're the bunch of fucking monkeys eating their bananas, and I'm the lion roaring in the fucking sun. But what's the difference? I could have said chimpanzee, I could have said gorilla. It don't fucking matter. It is what it is. I'm just saying. Right? You're gonna be the little fucking dull-colored zebra running around waiting for your ass to get chewed off, grazing for as long as you get to, but that's all it'll ever be. You'll just be one of the fucking zebras running around the other zebras grazing the same fucking grass everyone else is grazing, doing nothing. Yeah, you live in life, so for sure. Let's not take away from that. 100% I'd be happy with. You know, living life is one of my favorite desires. But, I don't know, man. You know, you gonna end up being a hyena thinking you getting a laugh all the time, or you gonna be the lion roaring, making people mad at what you roaring about. And then not even needing to physically laugh, not in some fucking side chat of a Discord, not in some dark room in real life, not some fucking, you know, other game surrounded by the same people that we're all playing with for the next 3 fucking hours. You know, nothing's changed in this game. Not the community, not the game. The game's gotten a little bit better. There's much better tanks in the game now. But the game's dying, and I honestly can't wait till it dies. Because it's gonna, like I said earlier in the stream, it's gonna do nothing but stop them from being able to pretend they're good anymore. And I can actively go ahead and start proving how bad of an experience that they were making the game. Because, you know, they were so good at it. And that's not how being good at something works. Things don't get worse because you're good at them. Things don't get worse because you're better at them. Things get worse because you did bad at it, or you did bad. So for all these players to, like, you know, for like a year or two, they were trying to act like it was me going out there and dying because I was no longer practicing frontline. I already learned how to deflect. I was getting better at it. I was happy where I was at. So I started playing in enemy territory like I did this match. No teammates around besides the ones who clearly wanted to fucking piggyback off of me. And I try to stay away from that. The only problem there was I can't push any further than I was, besides forcing the situation that I've had ended myself in, which was my last, that was my worst case outcome that I could make, that I could allow happen to myself. Enemies did the worst to me that they could do, or the best, whatever you want to call it. My worst case scenario would have been them pushing me to the point where I got surrounded. Why would I go push them to get myself surrounded? I do sometimes, though, because I don't want to play with them. They're not worth playing with. They're a bunch of fucking bums who want to pretend to be good at a game that they don't even play. What's the point of competing with that? That's like Summit going back to CS fucking Go. There's no real reason. Yeah, obviously you could do it. Case in point. You're going to have good moments, you're still going to have bad moments, but you're still playing the game in a way that nobody else can play it. Regardless of the statistical outcome. Fuck can. Than willing to. They might be able to, but they're not willing to. So regardless if they can or not, they're not willing to. Right. And what happens to the farm when you sacrifice an animal every day and you have less than 365 animals on your farm, but you want to sacrifice an animal so by the end of the fucking year you can have some, random fucking universal karma blessing coming in for the next harvest and such, or whatever. It doesn't work like that. You can't make the team worse and then think you're good by the end of it. That's not how it works. Maybe in some fucking, egotistical mind, it might look good or feel good to them, but it's not. Things don't get worse if you do good. Things only get worse when you did something bad or do bad at it. If you're doing a good job, the situation will not get worse. Because regardless, you probably solved the problem that was current, and even if more problems show up, you can do more good jobs.
War is an art form. Let this battle be good practice.
Hey, chat, there you go. Back if you let me go. Group on the right's gonna blast him because he's pushing that one guy who's fucking. And I just lost probably one of the best tanks I could have had, even as the worst tank in the world. That tank would have been a fucking absolute menace. Just an intimidation alone for what I could do to collaborate beside. I don't understand. Like the guy that's going out there and dying.
Target penetrated.
Great, this will be a 1v fucking 8 in this corner. Oh shit, we forgot about the 7 people behind us trying to scam points. Hold on, let me try and collect these first.
I shall find a stronger enemy to fight.
9 seconds. But don't worry, these points are ours as always. We're gonna have to
The
earn
track
them.
is damaged.
Me, I already know how.
No good. Didn't go through.
Team will realize that will get pushed. These 4 tanks will get negatively impacted. If they would have done it right, I would not be there. There would not have been that many barrels. They would have just focused the one tank that was creating the moment. But no, let's just stay in this back and forth, front to frontal armor, like you guys know how to play the game so well. Because that's what knowing how to play the game would allow you to be done to yourself, or even be doing to the enemies. You as a good player probably would think to yourself, oh shit, let me just sit here and play face to face with the enemies, never flanking, never doing any fucking thing else besides sitting here where I would want me as an enemy to be sitting, so that I can waste as much fucking time as I need to while trying to capitalize where I can, when I can, or want to. Interesting fucking game, right? No, not really. It's a clear fucking example of a dying fucking game. And you wonder why we went and played GTA 5 storyline for the last 3 days. Because this is a fucking joke. I'm not spending... I want the game to die. I'm not spending another... a few hours a week just to continue, you know, getting free season points that I don't need to spend money on besides the play the game that I enjoy playing. The only thing I don't enjoy about it is the other players. I would genuinely rather a 1 human versus 29 robots better than the best 29 people in the world over this 15 versus 15 bullshit. Because this isn't human capability. This is actively allowing the system to make the decisions. You're sheep. I'm not even going to say anything, but that guy knows. I appreciate you making the impact you did make, though. Why don't you try teaching the rest of them how to at least do that? And then I like your vibe and your energy. And then I show up with 25 bitches with me. And I didn't mean that gender specifically. I kind of just meant it kiddingly. But to me personally, being a bitch is not gender based. It's character based. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
At last,
that's why,
I get to put theory into practice.
if you being a bitch, you being a bitch. Bitching doesn't make you a bitch, though. Bitching, honestly, at the bare minimum, just makes you capable of communicating your complaints and or disagreements, you know, or you know your opinion, you know, and in best case scenario, it's someone who's going to stir up problems just to have problems, not even able to be stirred up anymore. So, you know what I mean? Honestly, ask me my opinion. That's a win-win of a motherfucking character right there. That guy is a friend, even if he's my enemy. That guy's a friend to my next in line. That guy is going to help the progress. Maybe even be a better leader for the enemies to have than I would want my enemies to have. But regardless, that is a behavior that is going to implement better behavior. Not this biased bullshit corruption of a tempting ass fucking tactic that they call skill being implemented into the game.
Hunched a hole in their armor. Good, clean hit.
Oh, I got him. Nice, I thought I liked location isn't anywhere this north of the map. And if it is, it's east of the 8 line, which tells me the allowance of this enemy is my team's
No
a bunch
good.
of bitches.
Didn't go through.
Allowing this bitchery to happen. You know, and this is worth bitching about, because this is the stuff that stops them from winning. Regardless if I'm capable of achieving success in this situation, these are the moments that pawns become kings, and you get to then say checkmate, because you got a bunch of fucking extra movable ass assets on the fucking chessboard, or checkers board. Whether you bums play checkers, because you ain't playing chess. I don't even know why I call it chess. You're barely playing checkers. This guy will not push. He's just wasting time, hoping somebody shows up to help him. I'm about to just fucking ram his bitch ass. I'm getting sick of this shit. I'm eventually gonna get fucking pinned by that backside.
Oh, the track is damaged. Useless. These rounds are having no effect.
Oh shit. Oh, he's gonna back off, dude. I wonder if it's because he saw that heavy coming.
That one went straight through.
Definitely not that good, though. He's just gotta get down to
He didn't penetrate their
You'll
armor.
see, if we face a P2 again, you'll see I'll shoot the same exact spots I've been shooting, and it really is, I either land them all or they all get bounced. I don't know what it
We
is about
abandon
them
our armor,
P2s,
but
but
maintain our
it's
honor.
so unreal, it's ridiculous. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. I've studied playing against them P2s enough in that 2A5 to know that I don't even like facing them anymore, because I can't, you know what I mean? How am I supposed to, even if I'm capable of beating the tank, half of the times I face the tank, the game will not let me beat it. So, you know? It's not a cop-out. Okay, if it's a cop-out, next time I face a P2, watch the bullets that I land. See where they shot, compare them to the 7-ish bullets I shot that tank with while fucking off for 3 minutes, watching the team map, watching the map, and doing a bunch of other shit, nothing shit. Dude. The game's stupid, man. No, the players are incapable. They're not really stupid. They're ignorant, but not stupid. Because they know they're doing wrong, but they know what they're doing helps them achieve the things that they see as right. Even though they're just looking at minor details, right? They're looking at bullshit, to justify a real fact just because of certain things line up. Like, oh, yeah, you're surviving for 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah, you're getting 2 kills on average a game. But it's not you. It's 14 other players. Like, that's my point. Like, if you want to play the game that long, fine. Take 15 minutes to fight 15 enemies like we did 10 years ago or 15 years ago when the game came out. When people used to be 15 tanks versus 15 tanks in that E and F line only, because there was nothing else to fucking go on, nothing else going on ever. Go look at somebody, if anybody, because you guys can't get my old footage. Mixer's gone. You're not getting that. But if anybody else you guys know that streamed or shared gameplay, even just uploading it later, go look at the matches. They were never like this. They are only like this now because these players don't know how to do the game properly. If they did, they wouldn't have tried to play the game, realized they're not good enough, and or don't know how to be better, so they went to go do something else that they didn't understand yet. They already, or they did understand already. You already knew if you sat behind 14 people playing the game for you, you were going to go from a 2-kill player earned in whatever you want to call Alamo, whether it was front line to the final stand. We'll call all of that phase Alamo. Okay? So you play Alamo, but you also have 14 other people play their Alamo in front of your Alamo. Some people don't, right? And I'm not going to be the guy to sit here and say I've never gotten help. Because there are some players out here that'll break away from the sheep herd and actually try to improve themselves because they know I'm not bullshitting. And when their friends aren't looking, they want to push themselves because they know they'll have the help that they wouldn't have in the situation that I'm in as usually the only one pushing themselves. If the other players were pushing themselves, the matches wouldn't go the way that they go. They only go the way that they are going because players are looking for other players to push for them. That is why Overwatch became real. Players realized it was easier to step a foot further than a step a foot in front of them, right? They'd rather step a foot further behind than a foot further in front of them, because when we were 15 tanks on the front line fighting the enemy 15 tanks on the front line in the middle of the map, it was dangerous trying to get your points, whether you could earn them or not. If you passed the people being the front line of the front line, you were in the danger. So people already understood, oh, if I'm second line in the same square of front line, but I'm behind front line, but all in the same square, this is all F line. All middle of the map. Everybody's there. But some people are top of the F line. Some people are south at the bottom of the F line. Right? And those people at the bottom of the F line realized how much easier it was to just let the front line have a harder time at pushing because they were no longer supporting, and then babysit that front line back and forth and piggyback the points where they could. And then extensively over time, gradually and excessively, they went into a full Overwatch mentality. And now the game is nothing but Overwatch, and that's why they're dying as a community. Their best of games, even in the good games, are an absolute fucking disgrace, realistically. They just won't tell themselves that because their prides and egos get in the way. I can tell myself, oh, you got first place, you're still an absolute fucking piece of shit. Oh, you did 3 times better than second place. Still, I know if I played like an absolute piece of shit. Just like if I get 15th place, I'll know if I didn't play like a piece of shit. So it doesn't really matter. My fault. I think them angels and demons in me are throwing grenades again. Push on my ass. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Let us conquer our doubts as well as our enemies.
Yeah, probably for definitely an hour. I gotta do 3 hours at least. I told myself I was gonna do 3 hours and get where we got on the season pass, and then that'd be it. I don't really care to play this. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is my least fucking viewed games, but it is what it is. All right, this is my favorite game, regardless if people like watching it or not. This is one of my favorite games to play. It just sucks that we don't really get to play it anymore. You know, like I'm gonna basically go out here and die because, well, I'm doing something that I was able to do 15 years ago. That was when I was bad at the game and people still participate. Now that I'm good at the game, people don't participate, and I can no longer have a real situation here to understand my newfound skill set. That I've worked very hard, and actually not that hard. I fucked off most of it. You know? I just focus enough to keep track of certain things so that I can inevitably.
There is no peace in this ending.
Like I wasn't getting deflection 2 years ago. I played the game for 10 years, and it's taken me that long to start actually deflecting bullets. I was a kill a game player, and I lived for 2 to 3 minutes. That was my legitimate statistics. The only reason my statistics are going up now is because the deflection is getting better, and it's allowing me to do more what I didn't do before. And once other players actually start playing the game, it's going to be even harder to actually earn points, because I'll know how often I'm getting by default points, or I'm getting points that the game is giving me, because, well, that's the reality of how the game works. That's why I still play it, though, because I couldn't get this experience if they were still playing the game. Yeah, I could go. I'll grab the Merkava or the 107 or something. I was just lost in the talking there. I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't watching anything. I mean, it was probably the same thing to watch that I'm usually watching when I am. It's the map, what the team's doing, what the enemies are doing. Man. Oh shit, my fault. I thought I clicked the button. Oh, I got a skill I can add to my commander. Watch them spawn. I told you. What did I say? What was I saying? They were going to spawn me in the fucking field. 10 out of 10 matches I'm spawned in the field. There's been matches, numerous matches where I was the only one spawned in the field. I don't understand why. The game knows what it's doing, and I do understand it. I just don't want to verbally admit that to what it to be, because that's absolute bullshit. I'm talking a cow patty in the middle of the fucking driveway. Bullshit. Now watch a light tank be sitting there waiting to scam a missile as I gotta cross 100 fucking yards. Look. What's the alternative? Oh, go straight towards the enemies. Yeah, let me just help the team scam the fucking teammates, because you send somebody up there that can actually hold their own, so they have a reason to be able to scam this time. Yeah, sounds like a fucking thrilling maneuver. I'll get right on it, boss. No, the fuck I'm not. I'll go over here and die in the Coliseum fighting real lions. You guys can act like you know, king of the peasants all you fucking want. What would I want to be king of the fucking peasants for? One on the left. Second intersection
Fuel is hit. We've lost
from
half
the
our
left.
gas.
You probably already know what's on the right, but they're at that left intersection and the one beside it. Come on, come on. BAM! Right through the building. You see that shit? Who is it? You see that, APOC? No, don't drive up there. Come back. Don't drive up there yet. Don't drive up there yet. Wait till that team on the right starts actually pushing something. Unless you want to push that heavy on the right, we'll have to worry about the one on the left, but I think he left. We'll have them two on the left, but we flank this guy right here and we'll be able to push.
We just dinged them.
Don't let this guy, because he's going to have all his overwatch take advantage of us. That's why he's positioned this way, ready for it. They know what they're doing. He doesn't even have to fight them people in the corner. He's giving that overwatch exactly what they need to keep doing the bullshit that they're doing. That's how we know they don't actually know how to play the game. They know by default. And that's not going to get them far in this world. That's why you have 3 overwatchers. I've lost half my life. I have one guy helping me shoot you, and you're full health. Hey, buddy, I got 1226 damage. I didn't do a fucking thing. You have nobody but yourself to do. Oh, you're not dead yet, Jesus.
Track hit. Our track is busted. We can't move.
Oh, shit. Oh, there was 2. This one from the center came over. I didn't see this guy
That
back
one
here.
left a big hole.
Somebody should shoot that M1A.
We've lost the track.
Because there's no way he's going to peek on that hill like that. The rocket blasted up.
We're immobilized.
Oh, that hit the hill? Can you fix my tracks, please? Like, I give a fuck every single bullet was bounced.
We've lost the track. We're
Oh,
immobilized.
no. Track me again. Through the fucking smoke, mind you.
Been hit.
Nah. Yeah. You don't got fucking ESP running. That fucking smoke's been up for 15 seconds. Would you get a lucky fucking guess? You jackass? You know the chances of that?
We got him. We've lost the track.
I don't care if you're Summit pre-fire in a corner, you hope somebody peeks around. That's not how. What? Oh, this M1A1. Oh god, I blocked that one.
We're
Nice.
off the track.
I
We're
thought that
sitting
one was
ducks.
it. I'm stuck. Motherfuckers.
Bail
This game
out.
sucks,
This
dude.
vehicle's
And you
had
guys suck even more. You know that? You know, I know. Oh, but we're not you who went out there and failed. Oh, I know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you think you're winning, you're welcome. You don't have to give me the credit. I know. I've watched the match. I can John Madden it. Rest in peace, his fucking genius mind. But I can John Madden the fuck out of that map down on the bottom right later. I'll just crop out the rest. Maybe we'll put that map on the left side, and then we'll put the full screen on the right side, and I'll John Madden the mini map on the left side, and show you guys the real match play on the right side, and you guys can maybe one day learn how the game should be played, instead of how you continuously wanting to play it. Right? Because if I went out there and died, I wouldn't have got 5,000 deflection with 6 spots. Just a, food for thought. Because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got lucky. I got faith in you and I shall put your pretty little shade. And this guy can follow you.
Great job.
Damn it. I was trying to listen to Pandora, but now you have me a fucking commercial. It's because I ran out of skips, though. I was clicking too fast to pay attention to what I was doing. Ooh, there we go. I love that we can skip the advertisement for skips. Oh. Oh, the devil went down Where'd he go? Gotta get the fuck out of there. I heard that guy likes to feel like the man. Wasn't that the thing? He wanted to be God, like that was it. Like he wanted to be known as the high power. I forget. I don't know. It's been a while since I even cared about that kind of shit. Barrel down, Johnny. It might be a sin. I bet you're gonna regret them best there's ever been. Play that little high. Devil dealer's gone. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul. So, what do you want to do? Oh shit, he started playing, boys. Hold on, let me listen. Something like this.
Move out. Focus attention here.
Can you get your fake 2 stars off of my fucking screen, please? Nobody cares. My chat definitely doesn't. There's nobody there right now, and I certainly hell don't. I'm pretty confident they're lick 'em, stick 'em stars on your barrel. You know what that means? It's a fake jersey, you big dog, you know? You're just wearing it to look cool. It's not even a real jersey. There's no stitches on it. Those numbers are just stickers. Holy shit!
Penetration.
What the fuck was that guy doing? If you guys sit here and let them reinforce this corner, I'll know you don't know how to play the game. Also, if you let me go out here and die like this, I'll know you don't know how to play the game. If both of those things happen, well, I definitely know you don't know.
Track hit. Punch the hole in their armor. Gunner down. Down the trigger. That's it. We're 86.
Well, you look at the west of the map, you see you're probably gonna lose if you keep sitting there like all of yous fucking do. But you could probably just play the game and maybe even win, but you might have to risk someone doing better than you did because they actually played too. Ooh, that was pretty good. I can't believe Johnny didn't win that. That's why they call it competing, because there's a competition, right? There's other competitors. It's not just, you know what I mean, oh man, I think, dude, it's either a fed, a fan, or a stalker. I don't know who you are at this point. But I got one thing to say for you, big dog. Well, 2 things now, because one, sorry for the clap of the hands. That translates terribly on the mic. But what I want to tell you is you've come to the right place, you know? You want to get a laugh? You're probably going to get one. You want to cry about something? Probably going to get that too. Because we look for those things. You know, we can't fix the problems if we don't talk about the problems. Right? Otherwise, people are just going to get to keep creating problems that nobody even knows about. Kind of like these players. How Overwatch became such a everybody thought Overwatch was the new big thing because it took you from a 2-kill earned to a 2-kill and 1-kill given to you player. You know, you went from a 2-kill earned player to a 2-kill earned and 1-kill given to you player, and you think you're improving? Cool. Let Overwatch blow your fucking mind. 5 years from now, you'll find out how fucking stupid you are, but you're in too deep. And now there's nobody frontlining for you to change your ways because, well, you're a bunch of sheep. And now you're just waiting for the meteor to strike. Like the dinosaurs did. Doesn't matter how many you're maybe getting better, maybe evolving, maybe not. Doesn't matter. The meteor is falling. Gravity. You gonna take gravity away? You can't. You put it in place. It's always gonna be there because you won't change. That's, that's physics, baby. No. Well, the reality is even, here's the thing, even if they win, it's still a loss in my eyes because you lost far more than necessary to get the win. Okay? I'm not going to burn the world down, still be able to walk on it as the last man alive and say, yeah, I feel like I'm ruling the world right now. That's just not how it fucking works. Okay? You sat around and had people get you your points. You played none of the risk for all of your reward. And you think you are a good player or you helped the outcome? No. We settled. We got the outcome that we basically were given and or asked for. It's like me, for example. I know I'm going down. Somebody's gonna stop me at some point. But with everything that I do every day, I make sure it makes a lasting impact. It might not be a lasting because most things are repetitive. It's just a cycle that keeps repeating. You cut your grass is still going to keep growing and you'll have to cut it again, But for instances like this game where I can choose to be the winner and the best at doing it, I could choose to make sure I lose not one of my 15 players every time. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I go out there, play the way that I play, and get 1647 damage, 1725 deflection with 2 spots in the 1v6 I took on. Plus Overwatch. Right? That's the player that's going to save 14 other players. The player with 10,000 damage after everybody's dead, that player only has 10,000 damage because everybody's fucking dead and nobody else has a chance at taking the points or earning the points that you're being given and or taken. Look, an 8v1. And what are we going to do? Sit up on this fucking hill for another 60 seconds to 3 minutes, proving that that's why your stats say you can achieve 25% per minute played in any match that your tank is capable of. That is why you're a 25% of what your tank is capable of player. You're in the D- to D+ category. You might not have went out there and died, but you got 500 to 1,000 damage to... I doubt you have even 1,500 damage a minute played per match, or per minute played in the match. Let me take a quick look here. We got a 48. We got a... Oh, there's a 7,000. Look, he went and killed himself because he knows I'm telling the truth. You might have just you might have just fucked your survive stat, but if you're good enough at the game, you're going to get more games that you survive in than you don't. You can risk losing those points to make up for them elsewhere. I can have a game where I only get half a kill, because 2 out of 4 of my other matches, I'm getting 2 kills in. Look, first place, the guy knew. Why waste your fucking time? 7,000 damage with 1,584 assists is actually embarrassing, though. And then to know that you spotted 2 enemies, damaged 7 of them, but have 1,100 deflection and a leopard 2, that's no bueno. Guy's got some work to do. I could teach him if he wants, but as you could see, he was already running off to be the great that he is. in this fucking game, let alone starting up a clan. I'm a fucking idiot. You can't hand your fucking account off. Or yeah, listen, dude, I'm not getting into it. Whatever. Whatever. Just know, it's likely your platoon leader who's a bitch. And I say that lovingly because I actually still care about him. But he's ruined himself, he's ruined my chance at progress.
Let's run him
Not
down.
really ruined it, he's definitely ruined his chance at progress because he's an Overwatcher still to this day. But he has hindered my chance at progress because now I no longer have what used to be a frontline player. Anyways, I'm sure you jackasses are doing pretty good these days over there. Why? Because you got a bunch of fucking idiots playing the game for you, probably. How could a bunch of jerks not do good? You have to try to not do good before you know that you play the game. Good, bad, aggressively, defensively, doesn't matter. You have to actively try to do bad to do as bad as you guys do. That's what I'm saying. You guys think you're doing something, surviving 7 minutes with 7,000 damage. You're literally probably, at best, gave yourself 25% of what your tank is capable per minute played in the match. You're awfully ineffective and capable participant, let alone asset in the team. And the city is mine, and everything's for the right right from my baby.
Focus attention here. We hit him hard.
Hey, Slade, what are you doing on the front line? This is the place for you, dude.
Punch the hole in their armor.
Oh, good thing your little fucking Neanderthal buddy could step up.
That's gotta hurt.
Like walking around with the big dogs. You know, I carry a leash around with me, even without my dog with me. Just for people like you, you know. I know. You think that might be like a euphemism or wait, what do they
Didn't
call it?
penetrate their armor.
Whatever.
Zero penetration.
Oh shit, you better take that cross off your shit too.
Looks like that one went
How are
straight
you
through.
using a Leopard 2A5 and you're letting this fucking machine just embarrass you?
We finished
How
him
were you
off.
first place last game? It definitely wasn't because you were sitting behind 14 of your teammates. Or scamming around in a fucking weasel toe or some shit. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but it clearly ain't playing the game well. You just got beat by a guy who goes out there and dies. And I'd have to say fairly had no real Overwatcher support, so, you know,
We're immobilized.
there's that. This fucking piece of shit, dude. This is what I'm saying. You never saw people willing to approach the enemies until tanks like that came out. You have 0% chance to lose against a Merkava MK3 as a 4090B. You have 0% chance to lose if I can't fucking get you off of my goddamn ball sack. But no, you're just gonna fucking coddle it like a fucking jockstrap you are.
We can't hold on.
Fucking bullshit. No, I wasn't mad I died. I was mad at what the fucking situation was. Because like I said, there was no I wasn't beating that 490. The only thing I was doing to beat that 490 would have been not participate. Hold off just enough to make that motherfucker participate in a way that I could capitalize on. The guy's got high ground. The guy's got a trench he could fucking tuck himself in. I can't rotate that. two fucking hills like the beautiful breast of a woman, and you're over there in the center like you're fucking motorboating them as a standstill fucking pair of lips. That's, whatever though. Next match, you know what I mean? Whatever. But hey, you know what? What are you gonna do? You know, every once in a while you're gonna have to realize that there's a community in the world called the human, and they're just a declining species. You know, the divine will have to step in every once in a while. Some superhuman will have to take a part of the historical path every once in a while. Besides that, it's nothing but a declining fucking species. Right on, Tupac. It's time we change the way we live. Time to change the way we treat each other. People acting like they doing what they gotta do to survive.
Move out.
Mobile phone. I ain't raised no fool. Try to miss on me and have no fucking chance, but because it was me, you probably were trying, huh? Oh my god, did you see me one-shot him, guys? I'm finally as good as you now, huh? I didn't feel anymore. See? Still. Small wins, you know? I did that to you. You think you did that to yourself? Just because of the smell? It wouldn't have been like that. Yo, who's this shitheel of a G-man pulling up in front of me, dude? I swear to God. If you get up there and act like a fucking peasant, I'm letting them kill you. And then I'm letting them kill me, but I'm gonna make sure I die after you. And probably not lose any of my health while being in their way to kill you. And they'll realize you're the easier kill. You'll probably die first. I'm not liking that you're sitting on this hill. You need to bridge that gap. Even if you'll be on your own, you see what you can do. Fuck them players over there. You learn how capable you are. You could have sat at this rock. This is nothing but open field. If they come down off this hill, you have no real positions of defense and removability. See, and then you got a light tank over here for some godforsakenly known reason, waiting to fucking miss me for half my health. You see what I'm saying? You're not even really playing the game anymore.
Penetration.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Look at that. Oh, another fucking third of my health to a missile against a fucking Merkava MK3. There's no fucking way! Like, what are we doing? Are we just not even letting this tank be what it is?
Punch a hole in their armor.
In real life, this thing's blocking missiles more than the fucking video game allows tanks to survive shots. And it's not taking a fucking scratch. But, you know, two jackasses with a couple of RNG and skill-based scaling in their favor get a good old fucking slappy-tappy in my scrappy. Well, oh yeah, no, that's not fucking beautiful. Look, there's not fucking poetic as fuck. Look at you in that Mortar A3 trying to... Dude, you just suck. Thanks for the only fucking deflection I was getting this game. That was a side shot, by the way. Wasn't even fucking straight on hitting the top of my fucking armor, where most of the explosion would have just fucking blew off and rolled off into the fucking wind.
That one left a big
Like that one did. Fucking stupid game is what it is.
good clean hit.
Ain't fucking dick. Another 490B. Look at you. I bet you think you're gonna lose. Oh my gosh, let me see how good I am and take on this fight that I don't have a chance at losing in.
Looks like that one went straight through.
It's called support. You ever fucking actually done it? Maybe you ever had a chance to use it, you fucking idiot? No? Well, keep thinking you're fucking codependent. Embarrassment is your fucking collective greatness. No.
Enemy
Just
is
a
hit.
group of bums who can't do anything without each other. Trying to outdo an individual collectively, that's what's crazy.
That one drilled straight
A
through.
collective trying to outdo the individual. That's what's crazy, folks. You know, they'd have won that if they would have never pushed to the other side of the map. The only reason I'm alive is because there's no real fight over here anymore. Yeah, we had the people pressuring me that were pressuring me, but most of them were in positions of comfort. You know, hill to peek back behind after they take their shot while sitting behind it while reloading. You know what I mean? And that guy was just waiting for his fucking shot. I mean, it's inevitable. It happens. I'm surprised the fucking missiles doing what they're doing, but that's because, you know, I'm a guy who, with that happening, is still gonna collect 47-27 damage and 57-85 deflection with 2 spots. So bare minimum, at some point in the match, I had at least 2 barrels potentially able to harm me. A little harder to collect those numbers when it's 2 barrels. That's why for a lot of my time playing this game, I always wanted help. Never really needed it. But knowing with somebody else there in the like, it's no longer A plus B equals C. Now it's A plus whatever the fuck you are, a 1 or a 0, plus B equals C.
Mission accomplished.
Good job, Curl. I'm gonna look at your stats. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I'm just letting you know that I noticed enough to actually pay attention to you, so let's see. I don't like that you didn't get that much assist. Okay, you got 3,000 deflection. That's what I was going to look for. Is how much deflection you got. That's not not terrible, but not that good. Killed 4 of the 7 he damaged. Had 3,000 deflection. Not bad. I might help him next time we see him out there. Even if it's a match that I want to throw, because you saw him participate in a way that's kind of worth playing with. Even if I have a bad game, I could still do what I do, which is even at my worst, have the people on my team have a better chance. Or at least the people not on my team, but not on the enemy's team. For, you know, that matter. Every single moment with you, great. I don't really even want to waste time. Yeah. Big strawberry. And I want more. And what I want with you for. The next strawberry. And I want more. Fuck with you for. Oh, fucking commercials. You don't choose the stug life, it chooses you. That's a fucking tip. Hell yeah. You either bout it or it ain't even about you. But some of you would prefer that. Because that means you don't have to deal with the imperfect moments of being the man. You know those either whether short or long events that prove not only are you capable, but you're gonna rise above your adversities and adversaries, regardless of the tactics and scum ways that they will, you know, eventually have to progress to because they know they can't progress any other way anymore. Oh, guys, sorry, I gotta share the mic though. Kind of makes it easier doing the commentary later, anyways.
We're securing the base.
Okay, he is not saying anything, and I doubt he's gonna say anything to the team, anyways. Yeah, it looks like you'll be the help. Everybody will be dead by the time you need help. Have you ever looked at the map before and knew what it meant? Because that's what this one means. Is it?
Hold here. We're capturing the base.
When you have 6 to 8 enemies in one square of the map, and then another 6 to 8 scoundrel just fucking savagely vulturing over the fucking 50% of the map they can see from there, waiting for one of you to by yourself like this guy is that I'm driving past. What do you got to do with that? Besides watching them die without being able to justifications and excuses. I love to hear it. It sounds like you're a weaker man on the inside. Might just be a mindset. I can teach you. Being a bitch is not gender-based.
One of our tracks is damaged.
No, I'm trying to tell you you're being a bitch.
Penetration.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it takes a bitch to teach a bitch. I don't think it does.
This vehicle's had it.
Oh, is that why you haven't learned a fucking thing? Yeah, right. See? Yep, there you go. You better give her that whip that you pretend to carry around as the man with the pants. Mm-hmm. Seriously. Sometimes. Especially when I'm trying to be funny. But I was being serious. I am. Deathly serious. Like, you don't understand this. I'm surreal, bud. Hell yeah. I'm surreal, dude. I'm the furthest from a fake. Like, you can't I'm so original, you can't even copy me. You're gonna have, like, missing ink on the fucking paper. And then it's just gonna come out an example of an absolute disaster. Why? Because you don't have the full fucking feel. This is like, you're either able to tank or you're not, guys. Some people will have people tank for them. Some people will be able to tank for as long as they can. How long? Mine too. Yeah, it's my favorite game to play. It's why I still waste 3 hours a week on it at the minimum. I used to spend 8 to 16 hours a day on this game. Every day. 5 days a week. Sometimes 7. Yep. For like 4 years. Yep. I wasted a lot of time on this game. But then again, when I was at the peak of my time amount of playing it, they actually played the game. It's a disaster right now. You guys don't even understand what you're playing. It's embarrassing, but whatever. Yeah, well, when you're not really playing a game against an enemy team anymore and you're now playing a game against your own team, it's not really the same. The community used to see other players get better because that meant they would have to become better to be better than them like they wanted to be. That's why I try to make other people learn how to actually play the game. I don't say the stuff to be mean. I do sometimes, but usually it's...
But I try to help out players. Like most of the guys I play with, they've been playing for a while too. So when I hop online and platoon with them, they know I got good teammates and we're having fun.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm in the queue, man. I'm surprised Universe must yeah, sure. JB Weld can't be better than that, fuck's sake. That's a bond, boy. I'll see you later, kid. Maybe on the battlefield, even. Probably not, though. An 8-year player still playing the game? Nah, that's not a real human. That's another thing that bothers me very much. There's a lot of players. I don't care that 50% of the good players and consistent players have gone. They've all given up on the game. We already know that. That's the thing about all these players that are doing. Keep fucking with me, dude. I said no means no. I'm gonna fucking punch you in the mouth, dude. Don't touch my controller. Don't touch me. My hand's nothing. Keep fucking with me. You'll be mad when I do something, dude. Yeah, like I give a fuck what you guys are gonna end up doing because of what I already
On
did.
to victory.
Oh, so I changed history. You're just now trying to. Congratulations. You found the purpose of life. Maybe you stick with it. Don't stop at me. See how much history you really want to make. But then again, I know some sick fucks that got away with some pretty sick shit. So they ain't got nothing to do. I mean, I've literally watched ripped out, like, cut up bodies go fucking
The enemy is capturing the
carried
base.
off. So, people go missing all the time. I know my chance is coming. But that's the thing. If I'm ever tied up in that chair, I already know I'm in for a hurting. But you better be psychologically strong, because I'm in that fucking ass, meant with my mind. My words is about to dig through your skin. You're gonna not even want to come in that room without a plan to just consistently fuck me up and make me scream in pain because you don't want to hear me talk. Like that, and then you're not going to even get the answer. You know what I mean?
Enemy
So I get it. My time is coming, right? I'm swinging it all the fucking way. Nobody's ever gonna say, hey, you got put in your place. Didn't no enemy put me in my place. Didn't no teammate put me in my place. I led until I was no longer leading. Regardless if someone grabs me up. I hope it don't happen, obviously, but, crazier shit's happened. You know what I mean?
Looks like that one went straight through.
Alright, it's a big world out there, and, ain't that big. Not when you're this big. Turns into a pretty small world.
Enemy is hit.
One of the main reasons why I don't do shit anymore. Like, my days of running around of acting a fool died in high school when they should have. You know, that's why I mean, it's kind of an embarrassment to be trying to act like an OG in the game. There's no game anymore. It's nothing but a bunch of puppets playing their part because they're a bunch of codependent ass frauds.
That's it, we're 86th.
Half of the fucking people in these streets are fucking narcs. That's why I don't get involved anymore. Y'all talk about shit you have no business talking about, and then when someone talks about something that should be talked about, y'all want to act like he's the problem. But that motherfucker said it the way that he said it, which was in front of everybody's face. You motherfuckers go around in your little fucking dark rooms with the curtains tucked to the side, you know, blocking all the fucking views and acting like you not saying some shit that's way fucking worse. Me, I'm gonna get on this game and tell these players how they're actually bad at it. The game was 10 times worse because they're, you know, bad at it. We could have easily would have won this, probably in a 15-0 because most players are pretty bad at the game. You don't. Everybody wants to say I'm terrible at the game, but why can I consistently go out there and do to use what I do? Probably not because you guys are good at it. It's probably because there's just as many by defaults on this side of the line that there are for your side of the line. The only difference is not only do you need your by defaults and I don't, you're trying to scam on those by defaults. And I'm trying to get rid of them so I don't even have to deal with those fakes anymore, no matter the side they're on. It's one thing to deal with a bad that's known. You can deal with that. Anybody trying to, you know, scam and scheme around, that shit's no-go. You put your cards on the table or don't fucking show up with no chips. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you lose all your fighters. The half of the team that thinks they're the fucking fight winners are gonna lose the fight. I mean, look.
It's over.
Happened how many times? I knew from the beginning the match was over. I'm not gonna fucking do what I can do to prove to myself I can do it. When the only thing that would be doing is helping them do exactly what I think they shouldn't be allowed to do, which is scam off of somebody else's hard work. The actual impact made in a game that required a risk, you want a reward from when you didn't even participate in the risk. I want that gone. Should not be allowed to tank if you play like that. All they need is a bad players and a good players lobby. Let the people that want to abuse each other, let them go learn how to abuse each other. The people that will actually play the game, whether improperly, properly, actually play the game though. Because you can't tell me someone pushing a button for 25% of the match time is someone playing a game. No, it's not. That's somebody sitting the fuck around for most of the game and then still did some things because how much could you not do if you had that much fucking time to do something? Oh, watch out, Ralph. I gotta go grab this. Broadway, Broadway girls alone. Oh shit. Oh shit. Not you again. Yeah, oh, independently 14 of you. Not again. Hold on, guys. I'll get back to behaving while wearing that mask in a second. I gotta type this sentence out on my phone real quick. Okay, alright. You guys fucking suck and you know it. Watch me prove it to you right here. Alright, everybody. Welcome back. World of Tanks episode I don't even know by now, but it's probably more than enough to show you that these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing, nor can they achieve even the doing nothing that they are doing. Watch them drive down that 8 line and sit at the top of that hill like that's the fucking pro strat. Now, for anybody that's been to class a time or two, I know most people want to skip them, but it is what it is, you know. I'm just paid to do my performance, so I don't really care who shows up. But the reality of it is, you're going to have to realize you guys fucked off a lot of experience and knowledge you could have gained just to go do this very thing I said you were going to do, even though 9 out of 10 matches, your only reason for showing up is to outdo people like me and prove you know more and can do more than people like me. Whether that's independently, you know, dictated by the fact that it is me, or it just happens to be me, and you have independently dictated that statistic. Oh, William Scott 890 on YouTube. Go check that out. That's the only stream you guys will get. I can't share the other one because 1, it ain't live right now, and 2, I'm not sharing that one right now. I'm gonna let that one simmer a little bit while it's still new on the alias.
Looks like that one went straight through.
I'm not tying this to that. Why? Because you guys, you know, you like to act like one thing means the other when both of the fucking, when both of the answers are to do 2 different questions.
Half our gas.
You know, so. Shit,
Fire!
set me on fire.
They've hit the radio.
Shit,
Range decreased.
Damn. Alright, so like I said, another match it's not worth playing. And, you know. Ooh, that light tank's gonna die now. I doubt it'll drive around for 2 minutes like I did. Yep, there goes. Now that medium's gonna die because it's stepping further than that other one. They're gonna pick that out. The light tank's circling the other one, so it looks like they'll both be dead in the next 30 seconds, probably. It's not gonna take long for all the barrels to take that one out. They'll then take that one out, pretty sure. Look, that light tank even came back to get the rest of those points. Oh, look at this group finally acting like they're trying to show up to the enemies. Watch them 2 mediums and that 1 heavy get exactly what they deserve because, well, they were trying to prove they were better than the enemies. Now watch this group of 4 waste their time on 2 tanks when there's still 9 others damaging the, what did that make, 6 of your teammates left? Probably might have convinced this heavy to turn around and waste even more time getting no points to a fight that he's probably going to die in anyways because, well, look how that fight's been going. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't really need to talk shit at that point. Did I live a piece of baby here without you? Go. Oh, man, nigga wife out of a hoe. You know. piece of me, and now I bleed internally without you. Cause I spent it all on. And with me. To fuss and fight with you.
Best job I ever had.
My grandma. Oh shit. Where's my controller? Oh, good song. Okay. When even there your hope is gone, like I know you do.
Let's go. We're not getting paid by the hour.
Oh shit. Oh, where's my thing at? Gotta plug this one in. Move along like I know you can. And even if your hope is gone, move along, just to make it through. Keep it strong, move along, like I know you do. And even if your hope is gone, move along, just to make it through. Oh shit. I can't believe that actually jump scared me. A teammate shooting over my shoulder as I drove past. And it wasn't at me. Holy fuck. You guys trying to give me a heart attack or something? Keep it normal now. Don't get crazy on me. World can't change that fast. I just got out of incarceration. You know what I mean? I'm fucking, you know, I'm what do they call it? I'm institutionalized here, you know? I'm an old dog stuck in my young trick ways, you know? Oh shit, here we go. Here's I was waiting patiently too. Look at this idiot. What an idiot. Oh shit, I'm an idiot. I walked into 4 fucking overwatchers. Oh shit.
Focus attention here.
Definitely thought they would be dealt with, considering there's 0 emblems in any square that could cover fire that. Glad I decided to do that. Alright, let's help this heavy out. This guy's gonna need some help here. You know what, I'm just the guy for it, to be honest. Check this out.
We barely grazed them.
Smoke, they're gonna forget about me and I'm coming right back on them. Oh shit. Light tank.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Damn, sonny.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Boom. Oh shit. I was off. Damn it.
Bail
I was
out.
off by a
This
second.
vehicle's
I knew
had it.
another shot was coming towards me. It's the timing of the emblems, and then it's just a guess or an understanding of what their reloads are and when they'll come from where they're sitting at. That's how I can get away with light tanking like that a lot better than I did that time. See how all these guys are sitting around? Now if they were actually playing aggressively and not just defensive, like these are the only players you can pretend are playing aggressively. Why? Because they're trying to progress. Even if they're choosing to stay there, they're trying to progress. They are actively pressuring the enemies. Let me look at some of these others. We got a 4005 who just got himself to 586 damage, and he had damage before that number. That's a 4005. Okay? Here's another one. Here's a headless coachman. I don't even know what that is, but he's at 1203 damage. That's he's at 1506. So that says he does about 250 a shot. What's his reload? It's already fucking reloaded. I don't know. Is it an autoloader? I don't know. But guess what? That's about 5 seconds for every 250 damage, it looks like. Yep, 6 seconds for every about 300 damage. You see that? 250 to 300. It looks like it's doing 275, it looks like, because I think it was 1509. It's a 1785. So that's like, you know, what, 276 or some shit? That's every 6 seconds it can get 270, 200, you know, 200, we'll say 250. So what are you doing after 30 seconds? That's, in theory, should be 5 bullets, right? What's 5 times 250? Okay. It's been, and that was with 30 seconds, right? So you times that by 2, and then you have 60 seconds of what your tank was capable of. Then you would have had actual stats. But no, you have about 500 damage a minute in a match that you played. And you're about to probably end up with first place. Why? Because you're capping a base that none of the players going over there to deal with the enemies are going to get any points from. They'll barely reach it. You're going to sit there and get even more points than the points you already scammed out of the game. That's alright. Let them get the small wins that they need. We know overall I'd have had to go home with my tail between my legs to tell my commander how fucking shitty of a situation that was. Show me what is right. Last one standing, teach 'em wrong from right. What I can be said, there's like this life behind me. Say it if it's one thing you mean. It's all open up for me. Love for me. All I need from you. Show me what it's like. Be the last one standing. Teach 'em wrongs from right. You what we can be. This life behind me. Say it if it's one thing you mean.
Move out.
I need from you.
Penetration.
They got it too. Participate more. Thanks for claiming the title of support or best player in the game to make it easier on all of us. Thank you for that.
Enemy armor is damaged. We barely grazed them.
Oh, sucker. Get rotated some more. Sucker, you
We
missed.
just dinged them.
Coming around the bend again.
Zero penetration.
Don't let them get them beat. Oh shit, it's team. Oh shit, he sent the word out.
No
Oh,
good.
shit.
Didn't go through.
Oh shit, the damn parasites are showing up. Like the
We're done
piranhas
for.
they hope
Everyone
to
out.
be someday. November. Been jumping like being human. Ready? Does this squeaker work? Oh, it does. That one's broken. This one works though. Go get it. Yeah, you do what you want with it, because why else would I tell you to get it? Oh, you bringing it back? Let me see. Oh, you didn't want to share, though. Well, too bad. Guess what? You ain't got a grip on this shit like me, big dog. See? Go get it again. This is why you don't share it with me, though. Watch this. Can I see it? No? It's going to run off like 2-3 times, and then he'll realize I can't. I'm not even going to grab it until he starts sharing. Let me see. Oh, see? Already a loser. Look at that. I got my hand on it for 2 seconds. You're too much a weakling, man. You gotta figure that shit out. Or else I'm trading you in for the new one. Let me see. See? You're a weakling, man. You did almost make me choke on my spit, because, you know, I'm watering at the mouth. That how ready you're about to be, dude. How about you? Alright, it's all just part of being a human. And through.
Who you again? Got something to say?
Huh? Got something to say, man? Yeah, see, you gotta pay attention. That's how I got it. You're too slow, and you're not paying attention. And I just grabbed it. Trying to learn a taste ball, and my friends are coming too. It's all just symptoms
Great job.
of being human. Hey, the match is over. Down, 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 down. Oh, shit. Oh, well. If only it mattered to me as much as it mattered to you. Probably would have cared enough to pretend that I could earn a ranking on a board that actually matters. Yeah. Love, sense. Fucking hates me, and I know why she fucking hates me. I tried so hard and I made so many wrongs.
Let's run him down.
I know that there's no chance again. She fucking hates me. Oops. And that's a part of freestyling that blows, boys. That's why some people do it a cappella. Now watch me whip this fucking tank, bitch. La 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 la. You tried to tear me down, even told them wrong tales like the not a fucking monkey. Man. Oh, watch out. Oh, shit. Why do you have to back down? There's no points over here besides ones that die for until they show up. But
done so many wrongs. She said she hasn't. So we threw it all away.
Oh shit, look at that. Oh, he just shot too. What an idiot, boys. Oh
That
my
one did some
gosh,
damage.
you fucking moron. Oh my gosh, look at them fake stripes on his barrel disappear in front of our eyes because the game knows it's fucking
Looks like that
fake.
one went straight through.
How did he have stripes on his barrel? And now, oh, there they are. They just went render.
Track hit. They hit
Woo! He missed! What a two-stripe idiot!
hit.
Nah. See ya! I don't even care.
Toast.
If I ain't making this exit point, that's fucking whack. You need to go back to the goddamn practice board, my boy. Don't ever, ever show up on an enemy team like that again when I'm out here still. I'm a squeeze at you. Yep. And that's why we still just go away from everything that we should have did to deal with a two-stripe. Because most of them are fakes. The only ones you gotta worry about are the one stripes and the three stripes. Because the one stripes likely earned that one stripe, and three stripe players might at best be a one stripe player because I doubt they earned any of their stripes. Two stripes, not as questionable though. Because the three stripes could very well be a player just as much worth their medal as a one stripe player, but has the three stripe player statistics.
That's it. We're scrapped.
Those two stripes, they're the people that have been floating. Can't really do good as the people getting the good scores as Overwatch. Can't really do as good as the people maybe even getting three stripes on front line. Any way you look at it, two stripes is whack. That's why I don't care that I mean, I'm glad I'm a one stripe on most of my machines. Especially when you look at the way I play, and for me to still be a one stripe player on some of these machines that I play with, it's absolutely crazy. No community should have a consensus of getting dogged like that. But hey, man's best friend and all, you know? My fault, guys. I like the bullshit, but if you're ever watching this at some point in time, just know it ain't really bullshit, alright? These motherfuckers piss me the fuck off to the point where I think I'm doing a pretty good job at saying it the way I'm saying it. I'm being rather nice. That's an embarrassment. I'm almost pissed that I even saw that. The only reason I'm not is because my ego inside of me is saying, oh yeah, we're first place, woohoo! We gotta be better than everybody, you know, we knew it too, woohoo! You know, that's what the little fucking muscle inside my heart's pumping out as it flexes. But in my mind, I know I did absolute shit. I would have put myself 15th, but then again, not against those 14. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. How long has it been? Too long. It's been a while since it's been a while. It's been a while. 1, 2 feet again. It's been a while.
Let's get this show on the road.
us to that fucking part of the map. This fucking thing can't drive for shit in water, and the whole fucking pathway is nothing but a fucking... Ooh, that sucks. You should have probably tried to take a shot before.
That one drilled straight through.
Remember. Oh, we still
That one
fucking
left
hit
a
me.
big hole. Zero penetration. They've destroyed one of our tanks. We got him. Focus on this location. Punch a hole in their armor.
Fuck, man.
We're done for. Everyone, get out.
How long has it been? Oh, fuck, we've reached the 3 hours. We can get out of here. Fuck these guys. That's it for World of Tanks. I'm gonna stop it and restart it, but if you're here for World of Tanks, there you go. That's it. I can't play any more than that. This game is an absolute fucking embarrassment to me. And I understand that my gameplay isn't the best example of what I'm capable of, but at the same time, I haven't really desired to be capable at this game in a long time. I've already understood I have room to grow. I already realize I can achieve that growth. I'm not looking to reach that final point already, you know, because there's a lot more to learn than what I know, so it's not like I'm reaching my best I could ever be, but until I actually get to learn how to frontline, I can't play the game, right? I can sit here and take on an entirety of Overwatch over and over again with whatever Overwatch is actually helping me whenever they do. I could do that over and over like I have for the last 3 hours, and I'm gonna get these shit-ass fucking games. I can sit back with the rest of the players and play like they're playing, and I'll be honest, to me it's 2 times as worse. I would rather go out there and fail match after match knowing that I tried than sit back there knowing that I never even had to try to get any of the points that I have. And I know, it looks like, man, I got, these aren't free points. I look at my back and forth with the enemies. How could these be free points? They're free points. They're free points. They're the freest points they've ever been in this game. The only reason you guys are actually able to get them is because there's no front line up there stopping you anymore. So, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm done with World of Tanks. We'll play it again, but I'm done with it right now. I'm gonna get ready to play a different game. And so we're getting off of this. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed it. I know these World of Tanks streams are not that I don't really think they're that good anymore. I hate playing the game. I hate the fact that I even stream it, but I'm not going to just record it. You know, it's just not really worth it. So, and I'm kind of done making the videos, you know, on it, because there's nothing to teach. You know, I mean, what am I going to teach you, right? A lot of you already know what you're supposed to be doing. You just don't want to do it. Why? Because it's difficult for some of you to do, so why do it? When others are going to be able to do it, probably better than you. And then you don't even have to do anything to get a bunch of points that you didn't earn. Look at any of the matches we played. You can actively see it happening. Whether I went out there, died first and got first place, or I went out there, died first and got last place, or lived last and got last place, which didn't happen at all, but I'm just trying to make a point. You know, because the game's in a terrible state, right? The game's gonna die. There's no genuine, like, look, the game is called the season they called Warriors. There's no Warriors out there. It's a bunch. Oh, hey, whoever's joining, I'm gonna be. You're probably just here to see whatever. If you're here to actually experience it, I'm gonna be canceling this stream and starting up a new one because World of Tanks I don't want in any other of my stream content. So I can't. I just restart the stream. So I'll be back in a moment. But yeah, I'm done playing. If you're here for World of Tanks, we're done playing this game with these shitty ass players. I'm not gonna keep going out there and ruining my gameplay experience just so that they can have an experience that they're not even participating in to experience. And I know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the overwatching problem in this game. Alright? There's no point for one player to go out there in front line for 14 people to pretend to be overwatching. It's absolutely ridiculous. Alright, so go ahead and run it, rewind it, be kind, rewind, do some research and get smarter. I don't really give a fuck. Alright, my point I'm making right there is go ahead and look back at any of the matches, even the ones I did the worst in. None of those matches would have been that bad if there was any level of teamwork, any level of participation that wasn't, hey, can you get some points for me so I can pretend to be better than you by the time you're done actually trying to earn yourself and me points, okay? Because I'm not going to be a part of that, and I'm tired of even seeing it, let alone it being 75% of what my team consists of teammate-wise, alright? That's why World of Tanks is dying. That's why World of Tanks has lost most of its player base, and you have nothing but the frauds and the pretend to be greats who actively are probably known as frauds, right? But nothing's gonna happen. Why? Because you got how many people that are gonna back their playstyle up? There is nobody frontlining, right? Where am I gonna prove frontlining is better than Overwatch when I'm the only one frontlining and I'm the only one that they're actively trying to make have a bad game so that they can, you know, somehow find a way to continue to pretend they actually did something that game. Meanwhile, it was just what 14 other people did. Alright, now I'm not trying to be a dick. I know I'm starting to bitch. I'm getting a little rambly because I'm just getting it off of my chest. But this game is bullshit. A fat fucking hot large cow patty right on the fucking doorstep. You know? Take it from a guy who loves this game and has played this game for majority, if not all, of its adult life. And this game is in such a terrible state that it actually saddens me that any new player coming along gets to experience what it is and not what it was. All because the player base no longer wants to play. They just want to, you know, pretend they were the one out playing when really they just had players playing for them and they never even really played. I know I died 90% of my battles, but I went out there to the battle. It's gonna happen. Certainly when you're not the best yet and you're just trying to better yourself. You're just maybe even fucking off but still participating in a way that would implement your autopilot to be better on its baseline. It doesn't matter. When you have a community of players in a multiplayer game where 75% of them are looking for the game to be played for them, you're not going to have a good community of players. You're going to actively have a hindered community of players. This is what you have. A lot of the good players from 10 years ago knew what was coming. They saw it happening. It wasn't just update point whatever he said it was. When I was talking to that other guy who also, if you guys could hear him, was telling you how the game was different. But it is what it is, you know. I don't know what you're supposed to do about that, because it's not a you problem, it's not a me problem, it's a collective problem, right? It's a them problem. They are doing it. We can only do what we can do around it so much. But when the majority, and what is the majority this time, of a them, right? Them is a majority. It's not like just some random fucking rebels creating a rebellion and trying to fucking take over something. You know, that's not what's happening here. This is a mass collective of players actively trying to get out of playing the game but get the rewards for it. And that's embarrassing to me, which is why I would rather go out there in the front line or even into enemy territory and have an absolute fucking shit show of a chance, but know it's my shit show of a chance. Regardless if it was a bad try in a good game or a good try in a bad game or anything else, it was my shit show, right? So, yeah, if you want to be good at World of Tanks, the opportunity's there, but if you don't have the patience to play like the rest of them, you know, me, I have the patience, but I also have the understanding that for a welcome back or welcome if you're new, I'm going to be restarting the stream because I don't want this part of any other video that could pop up for somebody in their playlist or the autoplay or whatever it is that pops up the next videos for people, because World of Tanks sucks. If you know World of Tanks, if you're here for World of Tanks, I'm done playing World of Tanks right now. I'm gonna reset my stream though, and we're gonna go back to doing probably finish GTA 5 story mode. Maybe you should want to hang out with us for that. Love you. I'm out of here. I'm sorry I was rambling and a little bitchy there at the end, but that's what World of Tanks does. You know, like I said, when you saw the community actively participating, all 15 players getting their kills worth, plus deflection points, assist points, spot. Everybody's getting spot point, and now you have nobody but the mass of the community no longer wants to play the game. They just want others to play the game for them so they can pretend to be a better player than them. And that is a shit fucking experience for any new player, any player that's old, that's been playing, whether good or bad. That's a shit fucking experience for anybody that played the game or plays the game. And that's why they have to either do something about it or just kill this fucking game off. Because they're gonna ruin their reputation. World of Tanks is not gonna even be looked at as a contendable game in the great multiplayer gaming sphere. But anyways, I'm getting back to rambling because you know what I mean. I'm a restart. So if you want, come back in like 5-10 minutes. I'll probably already be loading up GTA on a new stream. Same channel, same jackass self that I am. But you're welcome to join in if you want. I'm out of here. Love yous.